Breaking news, King Charles III has been diagnosed with cancer. Buckingham Palace has released a statement, and Prince Harry has responded.
Hey up everyone, it's me, Steph, the Alternerd, and I am joined with Andy, who's currently on the road at the moment, but we couldn't miss this absolutely heartbreaking news that, yeah, I'm absolutely shocked this is actually coming out of my gob right now, Andy. King Charles III, yes, has been diagnosed with cancer. This has just been released over the past hour. Now, a lot of you might be thinking, well, hang on a minute, he's just been in the hospital for an enlarged prostate. Is it prostate cancer? No, it is not. Buckingham Palace has been at pains to absolutely confirm that is not the case. However, they're not telling us what type of cancer he's got. They're not telling us the severity, and they're not telling us what regular treatments he is receiving. All that we know is that the regular treatments are starting from today. They have released a statement, Andy, and this is what they've said in full. So during the King's recent hospital procedure for benign prostate enlargement, a separate issue of concern was noted. Subsequent diagnostic tests have identified a form of cancer. So this all came about, he found out over the last week that this has happened. His Majesty has today commenced a schedule of regular treatments, during which time he has been advised by doctors to postpone public-facing duties. Now, this is amazing. They're saying throughout this period, His Majesty will continue to undertake state business and official paperwork as usual. So you've got to imagine, Andy, you know, he's going through this treatment. He's been diagnosed with a form of cancer, and he's still behind the scenes going to be dealing with paperwork and just work. And that can be stressful in of itself, let alone having to deal with everything he's having to deal with right now health-wise. The statement also says, the King is grateful to his medical team for their swift intervention, which was made possible thanks to his recent hospital procedure. He remains wholly positive about his treatment and looks forward to returning to full public duty as soon as possible. His Majesty has chosen to share his diagnosis to prevent speculation and in the hope it may assist public understanding for all those around the world who are affected by cancer. And again, Andy, this is him leading by example, because he did the exact same thing when he released a statement saying that he was getting treatment for enlarged prostate. The same thing there, that he wanted to make that announcement and say specifically what he got so that it would raise awareness for that kind of condition for men across the world. Now, yes, Buckingham Palace has confirmed that he is receiving treatment as an outpatient, that he returned this morning from Sandringham in Norfolk to London to commence treatment as an outpatient. So he's now in London in the capital, and he'll remain there this evening. In terms of reactions, well, we've got Prime Minister, leader of the UK, guys, Rishi Sunak, saying that the whole country will be wishing the King well, as do myself and Andy, of course. We hope that he has a speedy and successful recovery and a long, 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 long life ahead of him. Long live the King, indeed. Writing on Twitter, he says, wishing His Majesty a full and speedy recovery. I've no doubt he'll be back to full strength in no time, and I know the whole country will be wishing him well. We also have the leader of the opposition, Keir Starmer, wishing the King all the very best, saying on Twitter, on behalf of the Labour Party, I wish His Majesty all the very best for his recovery. We look forward to seeing him back to full swift health. And yes, we also got a reaction from Prince Hazza. Yeah. So apparently, Hazza has spoken to the King about his cancer diagnosis and will travel from California to the UK to see him in the coming days, the BBC has been told. We have no word as to whether Megsy and the children will be travelling with Hazza over to the UK to see the King. I mean, before we continue halfway through, Andy, what's your reactions to all of this so far?
Look, I mean, I get all these statements, and everyone wants to say, you know, the nice, kind things, and all's well. But this seems very serious to me. And I'm obviously not trying to cause outrage or worry, but it does seem serious. The fact that Harry's now suddenly been alerted and is coming back. I mean, Steph, we've been covering this drama for a while now. These two weren't really speaking. This family is at odds. To see Harry now that quickly responding and flying home, like he's not making a mistake of missing out on seeing a a loved one again before they're sick. To me, it's very telling. I think a lot of the statements are the right kind of statements to make. It's all very political, and I hear you saying he's being transparent, but I wonder if this was all a plan, if they've known this for a little bit, and this was sort of a smart way to put it out in the world. Either way, yes, as an outsider looking in, I obviously, yes, you said the right things. I'm sending him all the energy, and I hope this is nothing. But I do share my worry that this is probably something bigger. I mean, he's got to, if he can't go to work, then it becomes such a bigger deal, Steph. Right? So when I read that, like he'll continue to do the paperwork. To me, that's very like he's not out of commission yet, so don't all go giant jockey for the throne right now. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot here to digest. So I don't want to get into the weeds of that and make it like, oh, what's happening? But I want to send my thoughts and prayers over to obviously the royal family and to the king specifically. But I don't know. My gut says this is something more serious. And clearly, you're going to require some serious treatment. And the fact that Harry's now and the king seemingly welcoming it to squash the beef for this. I mean, it's a blessing. We've been hoping that the two of them could finally get their shit together and put all the Meghan crap aside to do what's right and be there for family, right, Steph? I mean, there's not much else that could do it than a health scare like this. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, honestly. But again, wishing the best for King Charles, and I hope I'm wrong and it's not serious and it's nothing. But I mean, what do you think? You think this is you believe what you're being told, or you think there's something more serious potentially behind the scenes?
Um, I I hope it's not so serious behind the scenes, but if I'm to speculate, my instinct is potentially, yeah. Um, but the thing is, when it comes down to it, Andy, he's got literally access to the best doctors, the best
For sure.
surgeons in the world, the best hospitals in the world, right? If anyone in this country right now has the best chance of beating any form of cancer whatsoever, it's going to be King Charles III. They are going to
It's
move
true.
mountains to help him beat this thing that's inside of him right now. You know what I mean? So I hope it's not serious, but I'm kind of dreading if that makes sense. And it puts me to
But
mind, this particular story that came out just over a year ago in the wake of, Hazza releasing his memoir Spare, where it was reported that King Charles had actually asked Hazza and Prince William not to make his final years a misery during the funeral of Prince Philip. And again, I'm hoping, right, that this is beatable and the king has a long, successful life. Long live the king indeed. But, this kind of news definitely puts into sharp focus what was reported here. I hope Hazza and Megsy can get their heads together and not make his final years a misery like they
mhm.
reportedly did when it came to Queen Elizabeth, which rumours are, and again, unsubstantiated, that actually she passed away due to cancer herself. That's the rumours that are out there on the street. But this was just yesterday, Andy, okay? King Charles was spotted for the first time only yesterday since his enlargement prostate treatment going into church with the Queen. And
Again, that looks like they're going to church to say their prayers, given information they have. If I'm looking at it that way.
yeah, but at the time, let's say you see this yesterday, you wouldn't have thought anything was wrong. It's business as usual. They always go to church on a Sunday and they're there and they're waving and the public facing. This is like the equivalent, exhibit A to Z of an example of the British stiff upper lip. That no matter what is against us, we'll always rise, we'll always stand tall, we'll always have that stiff upper lip and we'll just get on with it. And this is
Unless you're Meghan and
exactly
Harry, and then the mantra is "Wah!" Yeah. Well,
right.
hopefully this puts them into perspective, right? Maybe the whiners will finally come to be, wow, okay, we need to stop this. Now I'm about to lose my father. I'm going to put all this crap away. Let me try to actually be a proper son. One can hope, right, Steph? One can hope. I'm curious what the chat thinks. Is the damage done? Can this be a way to potentially bridge the gap and bring this family back together? I hope hopefully he's fine, but still be a scare enough to make him scare straight and stop with all this drama. We'll see, Steph, right?
We'll see. But with that being said, yes, we are definitely interested in what you guys think about this breaking news. So, whilst you're at it, please do make sure you subscribe to Popcorn Planet, turn the notification bell to all, because we'll keep you updated on this breaking news. Like, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories, and whatever's. Thank you so much for joining us on this video for this breaking news. And until the
Follow
next
us
time.
on the Palace for all the royal updates on this topic specifically. But breaking news with the king, we had to let you know here on Planet, but we are pivoting our stories here. So stay tuned. I hope you'll watch them too.
Stay tuned, guys, and until the next time, laters.